now you do a lot of videos, right, to illustrate your travels.
Yes.
So when did you start off with videos?
Well, I started video right at the beginning. So I started blogging and podcasting and doing videos at the end of 2005, which is YouTube had just launched. They were just launched at the beginning of 2006. So because I was interested in technology, I'd always been interested in technology. So when iTunes launched and podcast launched, I started a podcast. Then YouTube launched, and so I thought I want to try that as well. So, just my little camera I started. And I originally started by videoing hotel rooms because I was traveling 2-3 weeks a month for work. I had a global marketing job. So I was traveling all over the place, and partly to remind myself and to show my friends and family where I was staying, I started hotel rooms. So I started right at the very beginning of YouTube. So I've been, and ever since, and that's how I started. So I started as a geek, really, just because it was starting and it was new and it was interesting.
Right, and now you became like very savvy in YouTube.
Yes,
I was at your talk this morning, and it was impressive. I learned a lot of things. Can you share a little bit what are like a few tips?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I think I'd sort of, as I said, I started on YouTube and I just sort of I just posted videos and just let them do whatever they did. And some, it grew a lot. But then I started looking at, the thing that really triggered me was I started looking at people. I was getting lots of views, but I didn't have lots of subscribers. And the new buzz thing became, I have 100,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers. So I thought I was doing something wrong. So I really started to go back and look at the whole process of YouTube and how it works and stuff, and actually realized, subscribers isn't everything. But through that process, I learned a lot about what's important to succeed on YouTube. And the biggest tip of all that I learned was the importance of watch time. So I used to obsess by the number of views I got. So, I was very proud that I have nearly 30 million views. But what I realized is that's great. But to YouTube, what's important to YouTube before they push you and promote you is how many minutes people are watching. And so then when I realized it, so I get excited if, say, I get 1 million views a year. YouTube get excited because that's nearly 3 million minutes of watch time, because they can obviously sell things. So when I looked at the videos that did really well, the videos that people watch in terms of number of minutes a lot, they do really well, and they get promoted and pushed and stuff. And that was the biggest tip I would say to anybody. If you're interested in YouTube, just look at how many minutes you can get people to watch your first video or video. And then once they're watching that, is get them to watch another video. And there's lots of little tools and techniques. They have cards, you can do little end titles, which are all within the YouTube system. They give you those tools. So every time you make a video, think, okay, I need to get them to watch the next one. So create a series or add a link, which is very easy to do. You just go into YouTube, when you upload the video, there's little tools there you can add them on, and force people to just keep watching minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes. That's the biggest tip I would say. I used to, when I first started on YouTube, I made longer videos. Then I started making shorter videos because I thought, actually, people were watching shorter videos. But I realized actually, longer videos, more detailed videos, that's really the way that YouTube are growing. I guess because YouTubers are becoming more important in terms of people watching content and stuff. Then the other thing I would say is, there is 300 hours of video uploaded every single minute. So your video, the chance of a video being watched is negligible. So what you have to do is a couple of things. Is you first of all, assuming you've made a good video, but first of all you then have to think very carefully about the title you give the video. And what I always say to people is, write titles that you would click on. So for example, I gave the example in my talk, I did a video of Venice tips. But don't call your video Venice tips. Find a title. So the title I eventually used was How to Survive Venice, avoiding tourist traps, crowds, and finding quiet hidden places that locals love. That's
a quite long title.
You can use up to 100 characters of a title. So so it might have been slightly shorter words when I go back and look at it, but that was based because I would click on that title. So you need to do that. And then you need to have a thumbnail. A thumbnail is even more important than a description. Description is more important than a thumbnail, which is very engaging, because if YouTube then show up your video, they're going to show 10, 15 Venice videos, Jerusalem videos. So you have a great title, but then you need something that stands out on the page. And then the last tip I would say is tags. So you need to tag your video with descriptions that people are searching for. So think of all the permutations people might be searching for and put those in your tags. There's lots of other tricks, but if you just did those few things, that would dramatically change the way you succeed on YouTube.
I liked the two other tips that you shared. Was like using YouTube Buddy, and also for respecting to the tags, not using single words, but sentences. Like for example, how to survive.
Exactly, and both those are very important. So the tag one, just to talk a little bit more about the tag one, is the mistake I used to make is I would put, if I was doing a Venice video, I'd put Venice, Italy, I might put Bridge of Sighs, whatever, just little, like, very descriptive. What I learned is you need to put in tags of expressions that people are searching for. And there's lots of ways you go and look at keywords and things. So exactly as you said, you put in how to find my way around Venice or whatever, I don't know, the must-see sites in Venice, what little expressions that people are likely. So you think about, what am I typing in my search box? I'm never typing in my search box Venice. I'm going to do things to do in Venice, whatever. Put those in your tags. And you're right, and there's lots of great tools that people develop, like TubeBuddy, which will help you all the way through all those things.
Optimize.
It'll help you optimize. It'll check. It does a great one thing I love is with TubeBuddy, which is free for most of the things. You can then pay for some of the more sophisticated things. But one of the great things to do is you put all those tags in, let your video be up for a couple of weeks. You then go back into when you look at your video on TubeBuddy, it'll tell you how each of your key tags are ranking in their search. So you can then change them. If there's some that aren't ranking at all, you can change those. But you can eventually, and what you want to be ranked number 1, number 2, number 3. So you're really showing up there, and it's great because otherwise you never know. Otherwise, how you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. I think I have a lot of things to do to improve my YouTube channel. Well, thank you very much. What's your next travel?
So my next travel, I think as I mentioned, I do quite a lot of stuff with cruising. I love cruising, and so about half of what I do is cruising. So my next 2 weeks, I'm going on 2 brand new ships. One, a river cruise ship, which is a brand new ship for Titan Travel that I do a lot of stuff with. And then the week after that, I'm going on the pre-launch voyage of Silver Sea's new ship, Silver Muse, which I'm very excited about because the first time I saw the ship was at the keel laying. So there was all the ship was a piece of metal.
Wow!
And that's when the priest comes and blesses the ship and stuff. And now 18 months later, it's a full-blown ship, and I'm going on that.
And you're going to be on it.
Exactly.
Well, enjoy your
Thank
travel.
you.
I'm going to be watching your videos.
Great.
I hope you will post something about it.
I definitely will. Yes.
Okay, and thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.